it's attitude and effort. No matter what it is, no matter what you want to do, you have to have a positive attitude. You have to be optimistic, and you have to be willing to work hard. It doesn't matter whether it's business, football, school, um, relationships, being a husband, a wife. If you're optimistic and you're willing to work, do whatever it takes to be successful, then you can achieve success.
Okay.
Well, through all the research and all the books and the people I've spoken with and my life experiences, the most successful people are positive, and they're also willing to do whatever it takes to achieve that success, that level of success that they desire. Um, and when you work with kids specifically, they need to know what does it take to be successful. And when you break it down as simple as that, you need to be a positive guy, and you need to be willing to work hard. Those are things that they understand. When we go into Ray Kroc and Steve Jobs and all those guys, those are optimistic people. And those are optimistic people that are willing to do whatever it takes to be successful. So they have great attitudes, and they're willing to work hard. So if you can give those examples to kids and allow them to see that, help them to see that, then they're going to increase their chances of being successful as human beings, as they grow and mature and become contributing members to our society.
It's good, Coach.
It's self-talk. A lot of these kids, they see themselves, they don't think that they can win. They don't think that they can do it. So that's the first most important thing, and it is in that order. It's optimistic. They've got to see themselves as believers. They've got to be winners. They have to talk to themselves and believe that they can achieve their hopes, their dreams, their goals, all those things. If they're telling themselves that they can't do it, then as many people have quoted, it's not going to happen. However, if you do believe you can do it and you've convinced yourself you can do it, then you've just increased the potential and the chances of actually achieving your goals and dreams. So it's their self-talk. So that optimistic attitude helps to change their self-talk. Now, talk is cheap. Talk gets you nowhere. So now you have to put action behind your talk. So if I'm optimistic and I believe I can do it, and I'm willing to work hard enough to do whatever it takes to get whatever it is done, blocking, I'm a 185-pound guard, but I have to block a 265-pound nose tackle. If I believe I can do it, and I've worked hard and I've earned it, then I've got a good chance of doing it. I can do it. I can do it. I have to believe it. I have to have worked hard, so I know I've earned it. I've eliminated excuses by working hard. I've eliminated the excuses that could creep in that would allow me not to do it. So I've built in a system of getting it done. First thing I could do was believe I was going to get it done. And then the second thing is I've worked hard enough. I've paid my dues through the weight room, through practice, summer practice, spring practice, winter practice, fall practice, to get the job done. So my teammates can count on me. I think the program I'm at right now, Madera South High School, our kids come in, and I don't know if they necessarily believe in themselves, and they're socioeconomically challenged, and that's not a mystery, or something that's not well known. Our kids come from the east side of Madera. This year we went 11-2. Granted, we had good kids. We did have good kids, but those kids grew up in the program. They're the first winning team we've had. They believed that they could do it, and they did. They worked hard. They worked super hard. And I think the success that they have achieved, it was on the scoreboard, which might not necessarily be the best thing. However, if they didn't believe they could have done it, it would have never, ever happened, because there was no reason No reason at all for them ever to have been successful, other than they believed they were going to be successful because they bought into what we were selling, and they worked hard. They paid their dues. So they did the two most important things, in my opinion, that you have to do in order to achieve success. And that's they believed they could be successful, and then they worked hard. They worked as hard as any team I've ever been associated with. And working hard for us means practicing year-round, which most football programs do. We practice at 6:30 in the morning, but these are things that to your kids, they're not aware of what the other kids do. So they think they're doing more. They are doing more, and we sell them on that they're doing more, and they believe that they're doing more. And they believe that they're special. They believe they're special because I tell them they're special every single day. I tell them that they have great attitudes. I tell them that they're working hard. I tell them that if they believe in themselves and they've done more than the other guy's going to do, they're going to be successful. So I think the evidence is in this year's team, 2011. Those kids believed in themselves. They believed in each other. They believed in each other because they saw each other working hard right next to each other all year long, in many cases since the 7th grade. And thank goodness we did have success on the scoreboard, because the success on the scoreboard justified the things that we were selling. And the things we were selling were attitude and effort. With a great attitude and working hard, you're going to be successful. This year's team was by far the most successful team we've ever had. Yeah, the single most important thing, I'm not sure. That's probably why I wanted to know, because I'm not sure what the single most important thing is. I've been thinking a lot about this. I think one of the things a good high school coach has to have is you have to be a motivator. And I think motivation, it's like real estate. Real estate, it's about location, location, location. I think for coaches, you have to motivate, motivate, motivate. The 3 rules of coaching are motivate, motivate, motivate. You've got to get those kids to want to come in at 6:30 in the morning. You've got to get those kids to put their teammates ahead of themselves. You've got to get those kids to do what the average kid or the average person is not willing to do. It's that motivation is, I think, the single most important thing. Now, I think that's learned. I think that comes from experience. So the more experience you have, the better motivator you can become. So as far as a single characteristic, I think you have to be committed. Maybe it's commitment. Shoot. Yeah, Coach, I don't know. I think maybe perseverance. I thought of that too. Perseverance is something you have to do. You got to be a role model. In order to motivate, you got to be a role model. You do.
Yeah.
You got to live. You got to live what you sell.
You do.
If you're not living what you sell, then you can't do it. So, yeah, those are tough ones.
Yeah.
The single most important thing is brutal. I think there's a whole bunch of things. Single most important, I need to reflect on that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.